Nothing happened for me. That is something that a lot of people may feel when they read their horoscope. It is also a comment that appears several times in every sign that I do for the week or for the month. And you know, at some point in our life, there has been times when we may have gone through that where there are some key astrological dates that are happening during a month and you're very excited for it, and then you feel that nothing did happen or that your horoscope just did not come true. So I am going to address 5 reasons why nothing happened for you, but they actually did, or why you may have not resonated with the horoscope for the month. So if you feel that nothing has happened for you during one of your horoscopes, or that nothing did come true, I'm going to give you 5 reasons why you may think that and what you should expect. First, I have to say that astrology has been used since 3rd millennium BC. Ancient civilizations used the placement of the planets to make predictions, and this is something that's worked for thousands of years. So there is a lot of truth behind astrology, and millions of people today use astrology to help plan their future, plan things in the moment, whether they are public figures or government officials or even royalty. And if astrology is still being used today, it's working. And if you want to go a little bit deeper, there are 12 houses in the zodiac wheel where the planets go through. It's basically these divisions in the sky. And that's where all the emphasis is happening in your life, but we'll talk about that, okay? So astrology is very helpful in terms of planning, okay? It's guidance is what it is. And so that is possibly why some people get a little bit frustrated when they feel that, you know, the things that are meant to happen for them astrologically, they feel that it doesn't happen, and that's why we're going to address this. And so let's go ahead and get started. So here are the 5 reasons why nothing happened for you or your horoscope did not come true. Number 1, and the biggest reason of all, you're not reading your rising sign. Now, I made a video on how rising signs are truly important and how you can find it in your birth chart, and I'll leave the link up there or at the end of the video as well. But I'm going to get a little bit more personal here just to give you an idea of why the rising sign is so important. The first things first, we are so trained to only read our sun signs. When horoscopes did come out in newspapers in the early 1900s, it was only sun signs. So subconsciously, everyone in the past century just thought, this is the most important thing. This is the most important thing. The rising sign is the other half of your horoscope, okay? Some say the sun is who you are and the rising is how others perceive you, which is true to a degree, but it gets a little bit deeper than that. Now, your rising or ascendant is where the sun was rising or ascending in the eastern horizon when you were born. It's where the planets are moving through the houses in your chart. It's following the path of planetary alignments that are what I like to say, it's just what's happening in real time. So the rising sign really is the other half of your horoscope. It completes the picture. When you merge the two together, you get a more accurate idea of what's going to be happening for that month in your life. If you're not reading your rising sign, you're not seeing what the major aspects are actually doing for you or what will be happening for you. And so that's mostly happening in your rising. That's why I say in my readings, it's for sun and rising. I know a lot of people think I'm saying sun in rising. It's my accent. So knowing your rising sign is really important, and you can only get that by having your birth chart. So it's always, really good to know the time you were born. That is how you're going to get your rising sign or ascendant, whatever you want to call it. Some people maybe have the same sun and rising. You could be a double Leo. You could be a double Taurus. You could be a double Aquarius. You don't have to read your rising. And so this also comes down to all those aspects that are happening every month. New moons, full moons, other major transits. Now, this is where I'm going to get really specific to give you an idea of how the rising sign completes the picture and shows you more of what is actually happening. And I'm going to use me as an example. I am an Aquarius. And I am a Gemini rising. That's right. I am in my head a lot. That's double air. I'm going to tell you something really crazy. Okay, so you know how Jupiter just went into Taurus in May, 2 months ago. Jupiter in Taurus for Aquarians is the fourth house, our domestic sector, home related matters, family related matters. And for Geminis, it's the 12th house. Remember, I'm a Gemini rising. So the last time Jupiter was in Taurus was 2011, 2012. I moved. But let's go a little further back when Jupiter was in Taurus in 2000, 2001. I not only moved to New York City, but before that, I moved to Toronto for a little bit. So as you can see, when Jupiter moves into Taurus for any Aquarius, right, we're going to have some activity around our home sector, our domestic sector. Now, add in the Gemini rising. This is my 12th house. Every time I moved, it was because of something that was going on behind the scenes in my subconscious. There was a sense of me wanting to unroot, to try something new, going with my gut, going with my intuition. These moves are important for me. These moves need to happen. These moves are going to put me in a better place. The 12th house is all about intuition. It is your subconscious. It's kind of like those things that are happening behind the scenes. It's all about self-sacrifice as well. I was leaving everything behind to start these new things that my gut was telling me to do. So, as you can see, your rising completes the picture. It tells a better story. It makes you really understand what's going on. So yes, everything will be resonating with your sun sign, okay? You are just going to get a fuller picture when you add your rising. If you feel that nothing's happening when you read your sun, read your rising. That's where everything's happening, okay? That's tracking the movement of the planets, all right? So let's say you're in Aquarius with Capricorn rising, okay? Things are going to be different for you than they were for me, even though you're an Aquarius. Think about the new moon in Cancer that's coming up, okay? What that means is that if you're an Aquarius with Capricorn rising, that new moon in Cancer is going to be in your 7th house. You are going to have this new beginning or some activity around partnerships, whether work or love. If you are a Gemini rising like me, there's going to be something that's happening with salary because that's going to be your 2nd house, okay? Finances, even self-worth and self-value. So you see how your rising sign makes all the difference, okay? Every Aquarius is going to have different experiences, but they're still going to have this collective what's happening with their sun sign aspects. All right, now, the second reason why your horoscope did not come true and nothing happened for you. You're not taking action. You need to take action. If you're sitting at home binge watching The Witcher all day, you're not going to get a relationship if that's what you're looking for. Your job's not going to change if that's what you're looking for. You always have to take action for the things that you want on your path to enlightenment, all right? You can't just sit around and wait for things to happen. When you take action, you are more motivated. You feel more inspired. That raises your energy levels. Astrology is the universe, and everything in this universe is made of energy. You always want to vibrate at a high frequency. Do what you need to do to take action. And even if it's just making a vision board, listen, I did that. It didn't matter how old you are. I say it in my readings all the time. Vision boards do help, okay? There is a trick to them. I'm going to tell you the secret to vision boards. I made one a couple years ago, all right? Now, the secret is when you make a vision board, you put it in your bedroom, okay? You put it in your bedroom because when you wake up, the first thing you see is your vision board. When you go to bed at night, the first thing you see is your vision board. This is truly going to inspire you, especially when you go to bed at night. If you go to bed at night worrying about things, worrying about your future, having stress, having some anxiety, the vision board, these positive thoughts that you have running through your head, it really has an impact on your theta brain waves, okay? You can Google that. It's an actual thing. But it's all about taking action. When you're taking action, the universe sees that you're taking action. The universe knows there are things that you want, and the universe is always on your side. If you're not taking any action toward any of your goals, the universe is going to think that you don't want any of that. So don't just wait for things to happen. Don't read your horoscope and say, oh my God, these amazing things are going to happen, and just wait for it. You actually have to take action toward it. But hey, if Jupiter's in your sign, you may just be lucky. But no, seriously, take action. Number 3, transits take time. Now, I have to say that like your birth chart actually really does matter when it comes to a lot of these aspects, a lot of things that are happening in your life, but you have to understand that the timing for certain aspects, the window of opportunity varies in time for, various, depending on the aspect. Remember, Jupiter is a year-long aspect. Jupiter that just went into Taurus in May will be there until May 2024. Some people, hey, based on your birth chart, may see things happen right away. Some, hey, it's going to be a gradual process, but know that it's coming. There's a lot of great things that are going to start happening, and you're going to start feeling it. But again, it's a year-long transit. This is the same thing with new moons, full moons, all those other aspects that are happening. I say it all the time. These are markers in time. These are points in time. So again, with this new moon that's happening on July 17th, some of y'all may feel it right away. But the energy of this new moon lasts for a while. Some of y'all may feel it a day later, 2 days later, 4 days later, even up to 4 weeks later. So again, sometimes in the moment when this new moon comes up, especially if you read in your horoscope, this is the best new moon of the year, and you have these high expectations of something happening, it may not happen on that day. It may happen again, maybe even like a month later. But at that point, you've already trained your brain to believe that nothing happened for you, even though it just happened for you. Okay, so things are happening for you. If you're a subscriber, you know I always say that I make the analogy, think of any of these aspects that are happening as you making tea on the stove, right? You turn on the burner, there's energy. The tea starts boiling. That's the day of the aspect, all right? You turn off the burner. There's still energy, there's still heat. So anything can happen before and after. Number 4, these aspects and these transits are happening behind the scenes. So you have to kind of put all the math together of what's going on. Pluto in Aquarius, Saturn in Pisces, Venus in Leo, just coming out of a full moon in Capricorn, approaching the nodes changing. There's a lot happening, but a lot of these aspects are more long-term aspects. Think of the outer planets like Saturn and Uranus and Pluto. A lot of these things are gonna be, you'll be feeling them kind of like behind the scenes. Things are happening behind the scenes, okay? It's the same thing as, when people say, oh, the stars are aligning for you. You can't physically see stars aligning. They don't actually like align. It's a saying, right? So it is just like things that are happening behind the scenes. The stars are aligning for you, all right? So you may not see things physically happening right away, but they're building up behind the scenes. So it's just a matter of being patient. Patience is a virtue, but also a gratitude. Like, have gratitude. Have appreciation for the things that you do have in your life. The roof of your head, your wonderful children, your family, the fact that Netflix exists. Have gratitude for all these things and don't focus on the negative. And that brings us to reason number 5. Your horoscope is not coming true and nothing is happening for you. They are. Things are happening for you. You may not be paying attention. You can't possibly say that out of the 730 hours a month, nothing happened for you? Come on. So it really is working on your expectations and your energy level. Energy is truly important. I talk about it all the time in my readings. We're all made of energy, okay? We're all made of energy down to the molecular level. Everything is made of energy. You always want to vibrate at the highest frequency. Albert Einstein himself said, match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. And when I say everything is made of energy, everything is made of energy. Your thoughts, the words that come out of your mouth, the things that you write, that is all energy. So when you think or even say or even write, hey, nothing happened for me, you're creating that reality for yourself. You're putting yourself in this low frequency energy where it's harder for things to happen for you. The more you focus on the negative, the less that you're going to attract. You know, when you go to lunch with a friend and that one friend just, maybe had a bad day and just can't stop talking about all the bad things that are happening for them, and you have to grin and bear it, and you're being very supportive too. You have lunch the next week, same thing. They're bringing your energy levels down. They become what they speak, what they think. They become this force of low frequency energy that is now affecting your energy and bringing your energy down. So imagine you being that person, okay? You are going to bring all these frequencies down with you. You need to raise your energy, okay? Keep your energies high. Instead of focusing on the negative aspects, such as nothing happened for me, focus on the positive aspects. Most importantly, pay attention. Pay attention. Be aware of the positive things that are happening for you. It can be those small things. If you're looking for a house, maybe you connected with the perfect real estate agent. Maybe your partner did a special surprise dinner somewhere. Maybe you did get an email from a recruiter on LinkedIn asking for your resume. There are these little things that sometimes we tend to overlook. And it's these little things that build to those bigger things toward your path to enlightenment. So let me remind you, out of the 730 hours in a month, the 1,440 minutes in a day, things are happening for you, okay? Some may be behind the scenes, some you just don't realize because you're focusing on the negative thing. So again, raise your energy levels. That is going to help the most. Back to that reference about that friend who's always complaining and may have had a miserable day or just something that didn't happen. You've experienced this. You've seen what happens when they come out of it. Things start happening for them. With that said, thanks so much for tuning in. Those are the 5 reasons why nothing may be happening for you during your horoscope. But again, things are happening for you. All right. And this month, with the lunar nodes changing, things will 1000% start happening for you, and you will see it, you will feel it, and you will experience it. So thanks so much. I will see you when I do my next video like this. All right. Bye-bye.